The AED Leadership Award in Research honors an individual who has, over a period of 10 years or more, used research to develop new knowledge about eating disorders that is internationally respected. Such knowledge must have had a measurable impact on the field, either by significantly furthering our understanding of the etiology of eating disorders, by changing approaches to treatment or prevention, or by fostering new lines of scientific inquiry. The 2020 AED Leadership Award in Research will be presented by Dr. Tracy Wade.
It's with great pleasure that I announce Professor Kate Tchanturya's AED Leadership Award in Research. Kate has consistently positioned herself ahead of the wave in terms of the important issues to address in eating disorders, including funded research on cognitive remediation therapy, cognitive and emotional processing, the use of oxytocin, and developing clinical pathways for males as well as for women with autism spectrum features. Her research has impacted and inspired others, with over 200 peer-reviewed publications and a Scopus H index of 52, with 25 papers cited more than 100 times. Her work has triggered numerous treatment trials on the use of cognitive remediation therapy as an adjunct for anorexia nervosa, and her work in cognitive processing styles has helped inform etiology. The leadership she has shown in research is built on her other strengths. Kate trained as a clinical psychologist and is an outstanding and creative clinician. She edited a wonderful book on group work in inpatient settings, which is an incredibly useful resource. Kate is also a fantastic mentor. She has trained 24 PhD students. She runs workshops in Georgia, her country of origin, to update her colleagues on new innovations in the field. In her work at the Eating Disorder Service in South London and Maudsley Trust, she supports and manages 17 clinicians. Kate is also a friend and supporter of many researchers across the world, working collaboratively and generously. I always like to read a bit of poetry at times like these, and the one that came to mind is by Kavathis, which in part says, "For some people the day comes when they have to declare the great yes or the great no. It's clear at once who has the yes ready within her, and saying it, she goes from honour to honour, strong in her conviction." Throughout her life, Professor Kate Tchanturia has always declared the great yes, embracing opportunities to influence the thinking and practice in eating disorders around the world with her research and her collaborative and generous work with many colleagues. Congratulations, Kate, on a well-deserved award.
Thank you very much, Tracy, for these kind words, and thank you, Academy, for Oscar in Research in Eating Disorders. We had a little bit of bad luck in Academy of Eating Disorders facing swine flu in 2009. And now we are facing COVID. And unfortunately, we can't spend time face-to-face, which is really a shame. But here we are, and we are doing it online, which is a little bit of improvement since swine flu. So, in my short, brief speech, I just wanted to acknowledge everybody who stood by me. And first of all, these are my lovely family. And once upon a time, 23 years ago, when my children were quite small, little, we arrived in UK, and then I could not imagine that I will leave behind my background in broad clinical psychology area and neuropsychology, and will focus my research and clinical work in eating disorders. I think there is always reason for being so passionate about the field. And like Academy of Eating Disorders, we are diverse field. We like working together with carers, with people with experience, with our wonderful and really passionate colleagues all around the world. I was very privileged in London to meet Professor Janet Treasure, Ulrike Schmidt, Ivan Eisler, Nima Simic, and Ian Campbell, and start work with my second family here at Maudsley. And we all know research is not one-man work. It is collaborative effort. And I was spoiled and privileged working with international teams. And for example, last year I spent sabbatical with Tracy Wade and her wonderful team. I worked with Japanese colleagues, colleagues from Stanford. And as Tracy mentioned, I never lost touch with my home country, Georgia. This is my opportunity to say huge thanks to all of you and my great team here at Maudsley. As Tracy said, I'm spoiled with amazing young people, talented, hardworking postdocs, PhD students, clinical psychologists. And what I like about field of eating disorders, there is so much opportunity to translate our efforts from experimental studies to real clinical practice. And I do hope that it is only halfway of the journey. And I do hope that we will do much more exciting studies together. And once again, thank you very much, Academy, for Oscar in Research. Thanks a lot.